one of the things that we're doing just ourselves is we are dipping our toe a little bit more in commercial lending.
We're small on the residential side. That's not our bread and butter, but our commercial business is where we thrive. Volume's going to go up. Things are going to uptick. People remember us because we're able to do a lot of difficult deals.
Welcome to season 1 of More Money.
More Money, episode 6, last end of year, Christmas holiday special.
Holiday special.
Holiday special.
That's right. Jingle bells, jingle bells. No, I'm not singing. I'm sorry.
So guys, today, dude, there's some crazy stuff happening, bro. Some really crazy stuff happening in this business and in this industry right now.
Yeah, I sent you a couple of things that we should be talking about today. And then you sent me a couple of things back.
I did. And I'm actually looking for those right now.
Yeah, I mean, I could tell you a couple of them, right? So loan limits went up, right? So next year, loan limits are going to go up across the board for conventional, FHA, et cetera, et cetera.
What are the limits?
You know what? 776 is the conventional. I think it's 776.5, and
I think for FHA it went up to like 600 something.
Yeah, I don't memorize those because we're lucky enough to have systems that tell us when we're hitting those limits. But I'll take some time over the next couple of weeks while I'm on my holiday wind down and kind of read through all that stuff and see what the numbers are and what everything looks like. We got a lot of work to do for the end of the year to get prepped for next year.
Oh my gosh, so much work. We're actually just talking about that outside. We were just talking about 2024 strategy. And if you guys own your own business, if you're a loan officer, well, every loan officer owns their own business unless you're an employee of a loan. And if you are an employee and you're self-generating business, come talk to us because you should not have to be doing that. Other than that, though, when we were talking about 2024 strategizing, and I feel like if you have your own business or if you're a loan officer, you got to think about strategies that are going to help you out, right?
Yeah.
And one of the things that has been, by the way, guys, if I'm like sneezing a little bit, I just came off like a sickness yesterday. But I'm still here today because this needs to be done. So one of the things we were strategizing about was one of the things we were strategizing about was 2024 goals, right? And that's very important. And I was actually, what's so funny, man? I was I actually do 20 strategies for end of year with Veronica as well. Like, not to the extent that we do it in, but I sit down with her and we talk about, hey, what do we want to accomplish this year?
Sure.
What are the next goals that we want to take? Especially since we're getting into marriage. What do I want my marriage to look like, right? And you as a married vet who made 9 years 2 days ago, was it? 2 days ago, yesterday, this man has almost made a decade. Real quick, what do you have for those that are getting married? Any tips or any advice?
Oh man, for people that are getting married
or people that are married, what's up? You're the vet here.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, I'm not that much of a vet, but I would say that the biggest thing is trying to find out where you guys have that common ground. You got to put everything on the table right in the beginning, and you guys got to be okay with who you are as individuals, and then you'll find a way to get through compromise and other things through your lifetime together. But first and foremost is, making sure that you understand who that person is and understand that's who you're getting. So you got to be okay with that. That's the number one thing I think personally is, knowing that you're not changing somebody. So you have to be okay with who you're getting and what you're getting. And I hope you've dated long enough or been together long enough to know. But that's my number one advice, is to make sure that you are okay, or that you are more than okay with who the other person is as a human being.
Absolutely. But I always said, man, everybody's got their pros and their cons. You just got to be okay with more of their pros and their cons, and it'll make it work, man. And my dad's been married for 30 years now, so I think they know a thing or two. But it's funny, the reason I would even bring that up is because as a loan officer, with your clients and with your realtors and with your business partners, is a lot like a relationship. You got your pros, got your cons. Can you live with their pros more than their cons? Will determine how that goes, and how you guys communicate will determine how your business flows.
Yeah, no, absolutely right.
So
absolutely right.
Yeah, so guys, we're not just a loan podcast, baby. We give you all the ins and outs of everything. But so we're strategizing for 2020.
Come to us for your marriage counseling.
Hey, if you're going through a rough patch, please. We are not licensed therapists. We will do it. But so going out there, 2024, game planning. The reason I said that is because you need to have a plan. You need to know what you're doing. And it's awesome because every year that plan has changed for us.
Yeah.
A little bit. We've thought of things more to focus on. We've thought of things not to focus on, right? And one of the things that we're doing just as an organization ourselves is we are dipping our toe a little bit more in commercial lending, right? We're looking at it a little bit more. We're trying to see, hey, we've got a proven marketing method that's actually working for us, that is yielding a lot of a much better ROI on.
Yeah. So to elaborate on that, like, we've always done commercial lending. We just haven't spent a lot of time marketing that product or putting it out there. We've got about 11 actually 13 marketing agents throughout the U.S. scattered all over. And, they bring us deals periodically. And, then we look into whether we like those deals and whether we want to finance those deals. And we've been doing that for a while. And the move right now is, hey, there's a lot more opportunity on this side, especially in the 5-unit and greater space. If you're talking about housing, I prefer not housing, right? I'm a big warehouse and retail, and I like that kind of stuff. It works way better for me. I get those done. I like businesses that are recession-proof businesses, right? Like last month or 2 months ago, that deal came in for the funeral home. Right? Funeral homes don't go away. Funeral homes do not go away.
They actually do better in a recession. There's got to be definitely a stat that's like death goes up with recession.
Oh yeah, maybe, right? Like suicide rates or stuff like that. I don't know.
Well, actually,
rough thing to think about, but yeah.
Really quick side note, guys, is look, man, we're a team here and we support everybody that's around here. Suicide rates do go up around this time of year based on loneliness, stuff like that. If you ever need a hand, you ever need to just reach out to somebody, please feel like we are your team as well. Even if you're not part of More Lending, reach out to us. Always talk to us. We're here for you at any time that you guys.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? That's a good point, man. We do a lot of calls throughout the course of the year, coaching, mentoring. I've been doing that for a long time, and I do find that there's sometimes a depression level during the holidays, especially for those that are alone. And listen, we might not be in front of you, but we're here on the podcast. You can message us here. You can reach out to us. Phone numbers, all that stuff is available online. And
I forgot. I actually have it.
We're always open to talking to whoever about whatever.
Yeah, I actually have it right here. It's do I have the stat here? No, I don't have the stat here. Oh, yeah. So holiday season, anxiety rises about 40% and almost 50% feel lonely and depressed this season. Like, that's a crazy stat for a holiday season. Supposed to be.
So you might be right. Recession periods might, or recession-proof businesses like a funeral home might actually do better during, these types of time periods. But, not to take the morbidity piece too seriously here, because that's not what we're focused on.
No.
We're looking at the actual real estate part of the puzzle, and again, highly lucrative. I like those kinds of properties because, again, they make a lot of money. They do really well, and they're easy. Yeah. Warehouses are easy. I always tell people, you got a self-employed borrower whose self-employed business is trucking, and they lease a space where they have their 3 or 4 trucks sitting. Well, ask them, say, do you ever think about buying the lot that you park your trucks on? Or do you ever think about buying the warehouse that you store your goods in?
Yeah.
That there can be some promise there.
Yeah. And I love recession-proof businesses like funeral homes because even with commercial lending, when the markets get a little bit worse, the rates do rise. That doesn't matter to them because they're bringing in so much business that it actually doesn't matter. And there's so many recession-proof businesses that people don't even think about. I have a client right now who does mechanical work and AC repair and oil changes for trucking businesses. And he's actually buying a plot of land right now for that. Not a plot of land, I'm sorry. It's already an industrial piece of land that he is purchasing with an SBA loan, 10% down. Can I say rates here? Can I say a commercial rate here of what he's getting? Or no?
I mean, that's what he's getting. We're not saying that we're offering that rate. So yeah, sure. All
right, cool. If the compliance team is watching, we are not offering this rate. But my client got this rate at 7.5% on an SBA commercial loan.
Yep.
That is crazy.
Yep.
So his business, his overhead was gone down because of what we were able to do. Yes, he had to bring out some more cash, but he's closing on a property and his revenue and his business is a couple $1 million a year.
Yeah.
So think about that when you're buying commercial. And what the great part about it is that he's using SBA financing. But people out there, if you're watching this and you're saying, bro, I already tried getting SBA financing. Guess what? We offer other types of commercial loans that are just purely based off revenue. So forget your tax returns. I know people, especially business owners, don't like to file gains on taxes. So we offer revenue-based loans for commercial warehouses, for lands like that, and all that stuff. So really strategizing about how we can become more versatile in this market, especially for you as a loan officer or mortgage company, is going to be crucial. And not to continue to harp on this topic, but I got 2 things to say here. Number 1, if you're watching this video and your loan company does not offer commercial, or you are a commercial real estate agent, or you just happen to have a lot of commercial contacts, what do we offer, Roy? Tell them.
We offer commercial financing.
No,
but we've got a lot of products on that space. So we do, all your fix and flip stuff. We do bridge financing. We do hard money. We do private money. And we do your SBA. We do your conventional financing, development loans. So we will work with people who have experience in development. And I'm not talking about the guy who wants to build a house. I'm talking about the guy who wants to build, an 800-room hotel, right? So we will work with those individuals, and we have in the past, and we will continue to work with those individuals because that product line is, is where we thrive. We're small on the residential side. That's not our bread and butter, but our commercial business is where we thrive.
But what I was meant to say, thank you for the product array, but what I meant to say is that you could become a marketing agent with us.
Oh,
yeah,
you could become a marketing agent with us. So we do allow people who work at other companies to come on board as a marketing agent. You could absolutely come get in touch with us and talk to us about how that works. And you'd be surprised. Even though most of our marketing agents are actually not in our business, we do have 4 marketing agents today that work for other mortgage companies.
Yeah. Wasn't there just like a pretty high-ranking loan officer in a pretty big mortgage company that, I don't know if it was exclusive with us, but signed a deal to do commercial deals?
They did, yeah. So we have a high-producing loan officer on the residential side that does all their commercial work here with us.
Yeah, because commercial lending allows us to give back to our marketing agents that bring deals through us. So if you're watching this and you do come across a certain amount of commercial deals that your company just doesn't offer, come reach out to us. But another thing that I wanted to harp on, versatility. Right now, your newsletter just gave us, and I didn't know this, that we offer the biggest product array of mortgage products of all mortgage companies, dude.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it's all mortgage companies, but definitely we have the biggest product array of a lot of people. Yeah, we're definitely in the highest percentile there is for product array. And that's because we have access to direct private money, direct hard money lending. We do reverse, we do, all your traditional, conventional FHA, VA, all that stuff is there. Dude. We do second liens, HELOCs, but commercial lending on top of that. So, when you really look at it, we do business expansion loans. That means it's unsecured. that blows your mind, right? Oh, you're doing unsecured loans on top of all that other stuff. So, that's a lot. So our product array is much, much larger. And I just recently read an article, right? Volume's going down. Number of units you're doing are going down when you're sticking to traditional methods. So in order to do more loans, you got to have a bigger product array.
That's what I'm saying. So here at More, we do more. Tony, shout out to you, man, for the name. You really outdid yourself with that.
Yeah, definitely. You know what? The marketing on these 3 letters is amazing. We get so much traction. And Tony, Anthony Albello, you admit.
You demand.
One of these days you'll come visit us.
Yeah, and one of these days you'll answer my text, maybe. Bro, I have texted, I've sent this dude that he doesn't answer me.
Yeah.
If you guys are wondering, this guy's our business partner.
Yes.
T. But so continuing on, the reason we're bringing on all of these things is because what we're trying to focus on prep for 2024, right?
Yeah.
So we're talking about moving into different markets. We're talking about opening up your product array. So listen, if you're at a firm that is only doing, or if you as a loan officer are only doing conventional or FHA, traditional stuff, it's time to make it move. It's time to
expand the box.
Time to expand the box. There's actually, I don't personally know her, but one of our LOs, Jose, he has a friend who's an account executive over at Angel Oak, I believe. And they have a top producing LO that all she did was she went to a builder, said, I can do your non-QM loans. And I think she has done over 40 bank statement loans this year. I see it all the time on Instagram and I'm blown away.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So she found the right market. She got the right builder. And that's what separates you in this market because people are still building. Home builders are actually being the most profitable in this type of market because inventory is low.
I don't know if that's the case or not the case. I haven't done any real research on whether they're the most profitable, but naturally they have inventory and their captive mortgage companies or their preferred lenders or whoever does business with them are going to reap the benefit of the fact that they have customers coming in to buy homes. So
look at that. You have, so being able to prep is being able to be different. And I think we've spoken about that so many times on this show.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We do talk about that, often. And listen, we know we are going to have increased loan amounts. We know we're going to have, this larger product array as a company, even bigger in 2024 than we've already had in 2023, and we'll get to why in our first episode of January. We'll start talking to you guys about some ideas we have, but there are a lot of things you got to do to get ready for 2024, and one of the things we forgot to touch base on, and I want to make sure we mention it, is strategies on how to use credit, because that's gonna go through the roof soon, and we did talk about that heavy in the last episode. But I wanted to give this example of the 2 bureau versus the 3 bureau on the soft pull side, because remember, I gave this example once before. I'm going to give it again. Set up your strategy next year for soft pulls that only have 2 scores. Use the lower of the 2 scores to price your loan, and you're always going to look like a hero. Either your pricing is going to be spot on or your pricing is going to get better, right? So that's something that we're doing training for all of the people that, have their license here at More. The loan limit piece is another big piece. We already spoke about that. I think, we had a couple of other things that we really wanted to touch base on for prep work for next year. But I got to tell you, one of the biggest things you could really be doing right now is taking a look at where you work, and do they have any intention of changing the way they work for the following year, right? Volume's going to go up, things are going to uptick, and people remember us right now because we're able to do a lot of difficult deals. When the easy ones come along, they're not going back to whoever they were doing business with before.
Yeah. It's actually kind of funny because I was reading an article. The U.S. home affordability was the worst in 2023. But good news, it's only going to get better in 2024. You got rates declining. You got inventory actually going up because now since rates are declining, people are going to be more inclined to sell their homes. And you still have buyers on the sidelines, so demand is still going to be up. So you're actually in a really good position as a loan officer going into next year, but doing it strategically. And let me tell you something. offering soft pull is just the tip of the iceberg. So for those of you that don't know, maybe your company doesn't offer it, right? We offer a soft pull method that does not affect our home buyers when doing the pre-approval application. We don't have to do a hard pull on them to get them pre-approved, right? Obviously, when you start doing the loan, you got to do that. You got to go ahead and do the whole thing, right? But for us, we offer soft pull so we don't affect our clients. We don't affect them from doing that with a credit pool product. So if your company doesn't do that already, that should be an indication to you that says, hey, how am I working in the best interest of my client? How am I working towards the best interest of myself to do the best possible loan products down the line? Because let me tell you, it's going to be a nice time in 2024, but towards the back half of the 2024.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know if it's the back half. And you know, let's get to that point too, right? Lower interest rates next year. We did see the Fed indicate, now nothing's in stone, but indication that we'll see a number of rate cuts next year, possibly 3 of them. And that's a big deal, right? I think I'll see the first one by the end of first quarter, beginning of second quarter, sometime right around there. You know, and I think we'll start to see rates that are much better than they are right now. Doesn't mean we're ever going to see rates in the 4s and the 3s. You know, I really like to stay away from people who think that they're going to see those rates again. But, you know, I did recently find somebody who had a 6. They bought their rate down, and, you know, they had the money to do it, but they're able to get down to a 6, and that's a pretty damn good interest rate in this environment. So that's another thing that you want to make sure that you're prepping for, right? Go through your book of business. Check everybody that you might have done a loan for in the last, 8 to 12 months. And really reach back out and say, hey, I've got, new opportunities for you to lower your monthly payment, to lower your interest rate, to maybe consolidate some debt that you've taken on since moving into that new house. And for us, with greater than 90% purchase for the year, that's meaningful, because whatever we did between January and maybe September, October, by that time that, April comes along, we're going to have some good opportunity to say, hey, there's a refi opportunity here that's going to put you in a better monthly payment situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that I think that's actually a very good point, RG, talking about all of that. So again, guys, 2024 is coming along. As a loan officer, it's time for you to individually sit down, figure out, and say, hey, where I'm at right now. And this is a strategy that I always do for myself. Where do I want to go, right? Where am I going? Where am I right now? Do those two things align with one another? And if those two things do align with one another, then I know I'm on the right track, right? But if where I'm going and where I'm at is two different areas, and they're just not, the trajectory is just messed up, then I know, all right, I got to fix where I'm at now to get to where I'm going.
Sure.
And I think that that's something that a lot of people don't do in this market. I mean, don't do, period. And then kind of wonder at the end of next year, they're like, oh my gosh, what did I do wrong, right?
Yep.
Because although, my residential business is not that up this year, but my other types of business are up a lot more.
Yeah.
So I and I just figured out how to be more versatile, figured out how to be more of an asset. I figured out what routes I want to go on in terms of what I'm growing really in myself. So
absolutely right. Listen, you got to focus on everything that you want to achieve, and whether that's residential or whether that's in the private money space, whether that's, working on the funds we're working on right now, or whether that's the commercial side, you've got to take some time to focus in on all those, prep all those things, getting ready for 2024. And, use all the tools that you have out there to help you prep.
So
and,
tools.
I think that's a big thing. And I want to give some shout outs before we end today, because I think we got a few minutes left before our...
Wait, before you give the shout out, I do want to say one thing, and it kind of was been on my mind like crazy, bro. So for loan officers, especially, or mortgage companies, bro, there are so many tools out there. Like,
yeah,
it's kind of too much. Like, it's really too much, because you always have strategies here, strategies there, strategies to do AI, technology, all this crap that you're doing. How many, you just literally got a call today that was a guy asking you to shoot a commercial so you could buy the commercial so you can get more exposure. Like, there's a million strategies, and a million people are going to try to hit you up because there's new technology coming out all the time, new software, a bunch of new BS, right? All the time. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not me saying that it is bad things or that they don't work or that you should do one over the other. What I'm simply saying is find a strategy that works for you, right? And stick to that one strategy for 3 to 6 months. And if it's not working, pivot. But choosing one strategy will help you get past 90% of people because you're doing that one thing. And to give you the perfect example, my strategy is social media. That's me, right? I don't cold call people. I used to cold call, right? And if things were probably going to get to a space where I needed to cold call, I would go back to it, right? But social media to me, reaching out via DMs, reaching out through organic social media posts, helping people, talking to people, engaging with them. You can see it on our LinkedIn. I run more lendings LinkedIn. I run more lendings all of social medias. And you see that we're currently active all the time. And that's my way of gaining business, creating a network and networking, right? I don't know, what's your strategy that you've used for a long time?
So my strategy has always been within I take that back, not always, but over the last 10 years has been specifically viewing my personal network, right? But I utilize social media to reach out to my personal network. So a little bit different than the way you do it, but I use a lot of group messaging like GroupMe, WhatsApp, these types of services to create
Constantly
groups in those services that I say, hey, I'm doing this, or hey, this is available, something you want to think about, maybe it's something you can do, right? So there's a lot that we do from that perspective. For me, that's been a winning strategy over the last 3 years. And even though I'm not marketing from a social media perspective, now I do a lot of informational stuff on TikTok or other places, but I'm not actively marketing like, hey, I can do your loan. What I am doing is I'm reaching out in these groups and threads. I'm on groups in Facebook. I'm on groups on threads. I'm on, all of these places. And there I answer questions. I talk about what we do. And if somebody reaches out, then I say, give me a call. And,
It's very informational. So that's one thing to consider really, really deep is we talked about so many winning strategies that you can use, loan programs, stuff like this. But what you really do want to consider, is one thing that will work for you. Email newsletters, emails, just reaching out via making 10 calls a day, right? Something simple that is accomplishable that you can do day over day that will set you up for success. But that's it for strategies. Now we're going into the happy holidays.
Man, happy holidays. So listen, by the time you see this, we'll be well into the holiday season. Hanukkah's already started.
It'll be the 22nd, dude.
What's that?
It'll be the 22nd.
It'll be the 22nd. Yeah. So, Hanukkah will have started and be over by that point in time. You've got your Christmas holiday, your Kwanzaa holidays, and whatever else everybody is celebrating. I don't know all the holidays, but we want to wish you all a happy holidays. I said you all. Oh my God, I've been living down south too long. But we want to wish everyone a happy holiday. But on top of that, I'm going to send some special thank yous out to the people who are actually working to help us move forward on a regular basis, right? And so, Systems, Lending Pad, thank you so much for all you do for us. Certified Credit, thank you so much for everything you've done for us over the last year. Lodestar, you guys are great. We've been using you since we started using Lending Pad, and I just love Lodestar to death. Priority Title, you guys have been helping us throughout the country, so that's been really great, and we really appreciate you. A couple of other people, who am I forgetting that's from a system side perspective? Optimal Blue, thank you so much. Loan Sifter product's been great for us. What else? Who else is out there? We're forgetting anybody on software or some side? Yeah.
No, not really.
No. So then there's other things, right? Papersmith, thank you so much. Appreciate you.
We are missing somebody.
Who are we missing?
Golden Light Media, bro.
Golden Light Media. We're missing Golden Light Media. Thank you, Golden Light Media. We really appreciate all the work you do for us as well. Papersmith, you guys have done a great job. Easton Properties, where we have our space. Thank you so much for this first year. Building out our space here has been amazing, and we really appreciate you taking us in. They gave us our lease 3 days after we started looking for a place, knowing that we were going to be leaving our previous address. So that's been really awesome.
Yeah, they gave us the opportunity to build out the studio, man, that is bringing you guys this valuable content.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, just a lot of individuals that do a lot of work with us. Nung out in California over at Harvest, thank you so much.
It's amazing, yeah.
Yep, done some great things with us here. Brenda Descala over at Freedom. Listen, there is nobody with a better wealth of knowledge in the FHA VA space. For us, when we get an FHA question, we don't even look anymore. And I mean that's a bad thing to say for me, because I do like to read the guidelines and figure it out. But Brenda just knows everything. It's like an encyclopedia.
Oh, she knows everything. She knows everything.
I truly appreciate her as well. And so, we've got a lot of those relationships. We can't name all the AEs; it'd take forever. But
we can't name all our realtor partners, AEs, any referral partners at all, commercial marketing agents. Just know that we are grateful for you for what you guys have given us this 2023 year.
I will name 3 realtors though, just to put it out there. Ron Etienne over at London Foster. Thanks a lot for everything this year, especially because he actually helped us build out our space here. Yeah, he built the studio.
This is a product of Ron Etienne.
So Ron's a really cool realtor in the fact that he is a realtor broker associate, and he happens to have been a previous GC, so he's got a lot of experience building out stuff. So you're looking for somebody who knows the investment side of the business on the real estate side, good realtor to deal with. Eric Young up in Orlando. Dude, he's one of my fraternity brothers, and he's actually done a lot for me over the last year and a half with referrals and other things like that. And, I was just thinking about somebody else, but...
you did say 3.
Yeah, that's escaping my mind at the moment.
Wow, Roy's alive.
Oh, I know who it is. Margie Faze. Margie, thank you again. We helped Margie out with a couple of, Faze Realty. We've helped her out with a couple of advertising things like that. Matter of fact, I just did one for her the other day, and Tony's working on that for her. But thank you to all of you. Happy holidays. Sorry if we forgot anybody. We're not trying to forget anybody. Ashley Fernandez, who actually helped with all this studio stuff. Love you to death, kid. Thank you so much.
Ashley, feeling better.
And the whole team at Moore, every one of you. You guys have done an amazing job, whether it's Christopher Call out in Colorado, Natalie Zamor out in Georgia, the team here locally. You guys have done an amazing job. Thank you so much. And again, happy holidays. I don't know how many times I'm going to say it, but happy holidays. Have a great end of the year. And we'll see you next year.
We'll see you next year, guys. Yo, just absolutely thank you, everybody. Thank you. What a great 2023, even though it was probably one of the harder years. But what a great 2023 to everybody here involved. And RG, thank you, man. Thank you for running this ship, for navigating it correctly, man. There is nobody, I personally, nobody that I think in this world that can run things as good as you do, man. Provided enough insight, so much information that you give, so much love, gratitude, all like for free out of the kindness of your heart, man. So thank you for that. Thank you for steering more and guiding for lack of a better word, this 24-year-old over here, man. But guys, enjoy your holidays. Don't drink too much eggnog.
Or drink too much eggnog.
Yeah. Yeah, guys.
Do what you like.
Yeah, enjoy New Year's Eve. Don't get too crazy, but
do what you like.
Oh, man. Yeah. All right, guys. So happy holidays. We'll see you guys 2024.
Later.
All right.